Welcome to the Instagram Stories Flash Briefing. On Mondays, we have Mosseri Monday, which is where head of Instagram, Adam Mosseri, does an Ask Me Anything. We go over the highlights and review what's new, what we didn't know, things like that. Let's get right into it. The first question, right off the bat, he shatters a myth that we've had for a long time. The question, does having a professional account have benefits in content reach? I've read it different ways. People swear by having a personal account, they think they get better reach. People say, no, you have to have a business account in order to get reach. Here's the definitive answer.
No, having a professional account does not change how much reach you get, contrary to popular belief. Neither does getting verified.
The next question, is a shadow ban permanent? If you're not familiar with it, a shadow ban refers to when you are banned from certain hashtags. So you will search those hashtags that you used and you will not see your post in those hashtags. This is allegedly referred to as a shadow ban. There's varying levels of proof about whether or not it exists, but here's Adam Mosseri's answer.
So different people mean different things when they say shadow ban, but what we're hearing a lot of this week is people who are being action blocked. They're trying to comment or send a message and it's saying blocked. And usually what's happening is they're hitting our rate limits. So we're reevaluating those to try and fix the problem.
The next question that Adam Mosseri answered has to do with copyright law. I'm not going to get too deep into this because I'm trying to stay away from the politics side of this whole social media issue right now. But recently, Twitter, Facebook, and Instagram removed a Trump campaign video over a copyright complaint. That's the essential bit that you need to know in order to understand this next answer. The question is, did you just take down a Trump post? Why? Here's the answer.
We got a copyright complaint from a creator on Instagram about a piece of art that they had made that was being used in a Trump campaign video, so we took it down.
This is a good insight to know because apparently no one is immune from copyright violations, no matter who you are. I'm just going to leave it at that. Adam Mosseri also went into some other detailed answers about some other Trump posts, which I'm not going to cover on this particular flash briefing due to me trying to stay away from politics issues. But if you are interested, you can look up the answers to those questions. There's another story that I wanted to cover this weekend. I did not expect Adam Mosseri to come back with his Ask Me Anything. He's been on paternity leave over the past few weeks, and I expected that to go much longer. But here's the story. Essentially, a few weeks ago, we had an article based on a recent court decision saying that when someone embeds their post in Instagram and someone uses that embed on their website, that is in fact legal. I did a good discussion and overview of that, but now it seems like Instagram is starting to potentially change their tune about what is allowed. Essentially, the news website Ars Technica asked Instagram how it actually works. What is allowed through the embedding API? Can someone else just embed anyone's images on their website by using the Instagram API and be insulated against copyright claims? Here's the answer from a Facebook spokesperson. Quote, while our terms allow us to grant a sublicense, we do not grant one for our embeds API. The quote continues, our platform policies require third parties to have the necessary rights from applicable rights holders. This includes ensuring they have a license to share this content if a license is required by law. End quote. The Ars Technica article explains this by saying, in plain English, before you embed someone's Instagram post on your website, you may need to ask the poster for a separate license to the images in the post. If you don't, you could be subject to a copyright lawsuit. I'm going to just pause here and explain that some protections are in fact needed. If you ask a photographer, can I use this image that you used on Instagram on my personal website or my company's website, and they say no, embedding it using an Instagram API does not give you permission to just use their image. And that's fair and makes sense. Professional photographers are the ones most likely affected by this mindset. Instagram did tell Ars Technica that it's exploring the possibility of giving users more control over photograph embedding. Right now, Instagram users can block embedding of their posts by switching their Instagram account to private. But who's going to do that? That doesn't make any sense if you're a professional photographer who wants to get their work discovered. Currently, there's no option for having a professional or business account where people can find your images and yet still disable embedding on external websites. This is a multi-layered issue, but one that I'm going to keep reporting on. That's it for today's news. Come back tomorrow where I'll be sharing more headlines, dissecting things, explaining how the Instagram app works, and anything else that you can possibly think of.